Bill Cosby, once called America's Dad, was a household name, a comic genius, a symbol of family warmth. But behind the laughter, something wasn't right. However, out of the blue, he was accused of betraying the trust of those who loved him, and his fall from grace was a tragedy, not just for him, but for the countless women who came forward with their stories of pain and betrayal. Today, we'll discuss the life story of a beloved figure's unexpected and extremely painful fall from grace. We'll shed light on the accusations, the trials, and impact on a legacy that once brought joy to millions. So without further ado, let's dive straight into it. Early life and background. William Henry Cosby Jr. was born in 1937 in a Philadelphia social housing development. To support his family, he worked at a nearby grocery and shined shoes. One of his 4 brothers passed very tragically when he was young, and as the eldest, he took on a fatherly role. Memories of his school days paint him as a clown and a storyteller who enjoyed entertaining fellow students. He enlisted in the U.S. Navy in 1956 following high school, attended college, and worked as a part-time bartender. His wife, Camille Hanks, met him while he was performing stand-up in Washington, D.C. in the early 1960s, and she was a student at the University of Maryland. They married on January 25, 1964, and had 5 children, daughters Erica Renee, Erin Shalene, Ensa Camille, and Evan Hara, and son Ennis William. His son Ennis was shot to death while changing a flat tire on the side of a Los Angeles freeway on January 16, 1997. In early 1997, a 22-year-old woman demanded $40 million from Cosby, claiming he was her biological father. Though he first denied being Jackson's father, he acknowledged having an affair with Jackson's mother and supporting the family financially until Jackson reached 18. She was convicted guilty of extortion and given a 26-month prison sentence. Her 2 accomplices received 5-year sentences. On a technicality, the convictions were overturned in June 1999. Upon a further trial, the convictions were upheld. While Cosby was on top of the world, towards the end of 2014, numerous accusations surfaced against Bill Cosby, a prominent figure in American media, claiming that he had committed sexual assault against numerous women over the course of his professional life. Shockingly, more women began to speak out in regard to their encounter with Cosby, and rumors began to surface. The surprising thing is each of the stories from the survivors share similarities, that they were offered coaching and assistance in the entertainment industry from Cosby as a way to lure them into a room with him. Recognized women, for example, women with star power, who have spoken openly about their alleged sexual assault by Cosby, include Heidi Thomas, Janice Dickinson, Beverly Johnson, Louisa Moritz, and Michelle Hurd, among others. Simply, Cosby has been accused by over 60 women of rape, drug-facilitated sexual assault, sexual battery, child sexual abuse, and sexual harassment. Can you believe it? It is claimed that these reported occurrences happened from 1965 to 2008, spanning across 10 states in the U.S. and 1 province in Canada. Despite the accusations, Cosby has consistently maintained his innocence and vehemently refuted any involvement in any wrongdoing. For the first time since accusing entertainment legend Bill Cosby, a former employee of Temple University's sports department faced a jury in a very visible setting and disclosed the obscene specifics of the assault. When 44-year-old Andrea Constant entered the witness box and revealed that she had been sexually attacked by Cosby in January 2004 at his Cheltenham estate after being given 3 blue pills and wine, the Montgomery County courtroom fell silent. I began slurring my words. I also told Mr. Cosby I had trouble seeing him. I could see 2 of them. My mouth was cottony, said Constant, recalling her reaction after swallowing the pills that she believed were herbal. Constant, who testified she went to Cosby's home to get career advice, said her legs were rubbery, and she became concerned and was panicking a little bit after reacting to the pills. The former director of women's basketball operations at Temple said Cosby placed her on a couch, touched her inappropriately, forced her to touch him, and had other sexual contact with her. I was frozen. I was very limp, so I wasn't able to fight in any way. I wanted it to stop, said Constant, who wiped tears from her eyes at times. But for the most part, remained composed while being questioned by Assistant Director Attorney Kristen Fedden. Constance said when she awoke hours later, she found her clothes disheveled, her bra undone, and as she went to leave the mansion, Cosby gave her a muffin and some tea. Constance claimed on a later date she confronted Cosby to try to determine what pills he had provided to her. "Mr. Cosby said to me, 'I thought you had an orgasm, didn't you?'" Constance recalled. Cosby, who is now reportedly legally blind, appeared to listen attentively to Constance's testimony and occasionally consulted with his lawyers, but did not show any outward reaction. Constance's 4-hour-long testimony on Tuesday had the jury, which consisted of 7 men and 5 women, captivated. Angela Grusa, the defense attorney, suggested at the beginning of Constance's cross-examination that the witness provided contradictory testimony to the investigators regarding her interactions with Cosby, both before and after the alleged assault. According to evidence, Constance first told detectives that she hadn't spoken to Cosby on the phone since the alleged event, but phone records showed that she had phoned him 53 times. Constance also told investigators that she had never been alone with Cosby before the night of the alleged event, but testimony showed that she had been on 2 other instances when Cosby approached her alone with sexual or suggestive remarks. Constance, wearing sneakers, a white blouse, khakis, and a pale blue blazer, responded that she was mistaken or confused and overwhelmed when she provided some of the statements. Constance was questioned at one point about why she kept in touch with Cosby despite his claimed sexual attempts toward her, including one occasion when he tried to undo her pants during a visit to his house. "I trusted him. I wasn't scared of him in any way," said Constance. "He was a Temple friend, somebody I trusted, a mentor, and somewhat of an older figure to me." Referring to the actor as Mr. Cosby throughout her testimony, Constance admitted she had given him gifts in the past to thank him for invitations to dinner and other events. The gifts, she said, included hats, t-shirts, and some bath salt for him and his wife. Cosby's wife, Camille, was never in court and had not appeared in any of his court hearings. Constance didn't notify the police about the alleged attack in January 2004 until January 2005, when she had gone back to her home in Canada. According to evidence, Detective David Mason and the Durham Regional Police Service in Ontario, Canada, was the first law enforcement official to take a statement from Constance. Mason stated in his deposition that on January 13, 2005, at around 10 p.m., he responded to Constance's Pickering residence, whereupon Constance disclosed the alleged sexual assault. "She showed us a few photographs of her and Mr. Cosby to show that she did know him," Mason told the jury. During the interview, Constance, according to Mason, recalled something foreign in her body during the sexual assault. Mason testified that Constance claimed she didn't report the 2004 incident to the police until a year later because she was embarrassed by it and because of Cosby's profile in the community. William Henry Cosby Jr., as his name appears on charging documents, faces 3 felony counts of aggravated incident assault in connection with the alleged sexual assault. The charges were lodged against Cosby before the 12-year statute of limitations to file charges expired. The newspaper does not normally identify victims of sex crimes without their consent, but is using Constance's name because she has identified herself publicly. Well, we can just say that someone may silence your voice, but the truth has a way of breaking free, no matter how long it's hidden. Do you agree? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Despite the controversies that overshadow his legacy, it's undeniable that Bill Cosby's contributions to entertainment and comedy have left a mark. While we've only scratched the surface of his life, digging deeper could take us down a much longer path. As we wrap up this chapter on one of entertainment's most controversial figures, we'd like to thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more interesting videos, and we'll see you in the next video.